I cannot believe it. It looks like ZTE Nubia is actually going to beat Xiaomi in terms of price to performance. So the Nubia Z18 Mini was just launched and it looks so good that I just want to switch from my Smartphone Nut Pro 2 straight to the Nubia right now. So in terms of price to performance, this Nubia Z18 Mini is the best I've ever seen, not even joking. So let's look at the specs really quickly. It's got a Snapdragon 660 processor with AIE. It's got a 5.7-inch display with a very compact body, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 64 to 128 gigabytes of storage, 3450 milliamp hour battery, 24 megapixel rear camera with a 5 megapixel secondary camera, and an 8 megapixel front camera with an 80-degree field of view. And this phone costs just $286, which is so cheap, because think about it, the Xiaomi Mi Note 3 without sales is about $350, with sales it's about $300, which is a great deal and has about similar specs to these. And the Smartphone Nut Pro 2, which is my daily driver right now, is about $380 to $400 not on sale, and on sale it's about $320, $330. This is $286 not on sale, which means that anytime you want to buy it, don't even have to wait for a sale, just buy it. It's $286. And think about what kind of price it will be if it's on sale. That will be even crazier. So let's delve right into what we got with this phone over here. So sadly, this phone is gonna come with a glass front and a glass back. I'm not a fan of glass phones, but it should be okay. And it has an aluminum band going around the phone as well to keep it, sandwiched in, kind of like my Smartphone Nut Pro 2, glass front, glass back, and an aluminum bezel around it to keep it in. And it's also going to have a curved back just like the Galaxy S8, but the front is not going to be curved. So one of the reasons why I really like this one and why I really want it is because of the size. In terms of size, it's actually almost the size of a Galaxy S7 to around a 5-inch device. So many of you guys who are looking for a smaller, flagship device, 5-inch device, you have the Sony Xperia XZ Mini, which is, not bad, I would say, but then this actually looks better. It's about 70 millimeters wide, which is about a 5-inch device. It's about 148 millimeters tall, which is a little bit tall, but it's still manageable. And in terms of weight, it's going to be as light as a Smartphone Nut Pro 2, which is going to be very good because this is a very, very light phone. So there was a dedicated button on the left of the phone that is dedicated to a voice assistant, and I really hope we can remap that to something else as we please. And there's also a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is very, very nice. And in terms of colors, there are a diverse amount of colors that you can choose from. Pretty much anything you want, take your pick. So moving on to the display, this is a 5.7-inch display with a full HD IPS LTPS in-cell display. And it's got about a 480 nit max brightness, and it has Gorilla Glass on the front and the back as well, so don't have to worry about scratching it too much. In terms of audio, ZTE traditionally has not really put bad audio chips in their phone, so the speakers should be pretty good, but we'll have to see when we get the phone to test it out. Now, battery life. This has a Snapdragon 660 with a 3450 milliamp-hour battery, and I've tested 3 phones so far with, similar specifications. They all have Snapdragon 660s, and they all have around 3500 milliamp-hour batteries, and the lowest I've ever seen is 8 hours of screen on time. However, with ZTE's optimization, I'm expecting at least Xiaomi level battery life, which means 10 hours of screen on time easy from this phone, which should be pretty good as well. This one doesn't have wireless charging, but it should have Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0 as well. So this phone is going to come with Android 8.1 Oreo with ZTE Nubia skin on top of it, or is it ZUI or Nubia UI? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a fairly light skin, so there really shouldn't be much problem with it. Do you remember that hardware button located on the left of the phone? Well, that's actually going to be dedicated to Nubia's new voice assistant nicknamed Neo, as in like the Matrix Neo. I mean, everybody's coming out with their own voice assistants nowadays, so I really don't care. I just really hope that you can remap that button to something else, because I would rather have it work to a flashlight or, something else like a camera or something like that. So the performance here in the phone should be pretty good. It's a Snapdragon 660. Again, I've tested 3 of them, and performance in all of them is very good. It's really the software that slows it down. And in this case, ZTE is very good at software optimization, so they should do a very good job here. There's something a little bit different. I'm not sure if it's super different or if it's just a naming convention, but ZTE said that they're using the Snapdragon 660 AIE. So the AIE, I just did some research, it stands for Artificial Intelligence Engine. So I'm not sure if Nubia is telling people that their Snapdragon 660 has an AIE engine or Artificial Intelligence Engine and other people don't, or is that like a standard feature in all Snapdragon phones and they're just using that as kind of like a marketing gimmick. I think it's the latter. I think it's a gimmick, but yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you think it's a marketing gimmick. I'm pretty sure it is, and we'll see what happens. So with 6 gigabytes of RAM, you should be great at multitasking with this phone. And in terms of gaming, you should be able to play anything you want. It's not a 2K resolution, or sorry, 2.5K resolution. It's just regular 1080p pixel density, so you really shouldn't have too much of a problem in terms of gaming here. So in terms of connectivity, it's actually pretty bad at first glance. You have bands 1, 3, 5, 7, and 20 for the China version, which means that you're not going to be able to get anything on Canada or the US in terms of 3G or 4G LTE, which is very sad. Hopefully they release a global version with more unlocked network bands, but I really think that they probably won't, but we'll see when more of these phones release. In terms of the other connectivity, this thing doesn't have any NFC, so if you're looking for a phone with NFC, this is not the phone for you. Go find something else. And of course, this phone also has dual band Wi-Fi as well, for those of you who want dual band Wi-Fi in your cell phone. So let's talk camera. The camera here is going to be a 24 megapixel, 5 megapixel rear combination in terms of dual cameras on the back, and it's going to be at f1.7, and the front facing camera is going to be an 8 megapixel 80-degree wide angle camera, but there is no optical image stabilization on any of these cameras, so that's really too bad. So what I think they're really focused on is stuff related to selfies, and AI focused on that, because people in China like to make their faces, super white, no pimples on their faces, make it look perfect and stuff like that. So of course they're going to accommodate that market over there. And the other thing that they're really touting is a 25-point high-speed photography system, which you can use to take high-speed, objects. Finally, the last thing they're talking about is something called a clone camera, where you can kind of take a lot of photos kind of like this, and then it'll wait for you to walk around different areas, and then it'll composite all these pictures together to show one picture with you in multiple locations. So that's a pretty cool feature, but I personally probably wouldn't use it that much. So take a look at these pictures over here. They actually look very, very good, but then again, they're direct from ZTE Nubia, so you really can't really trust these until you get real samples from real reviews. So, this is a good preview of what's to come, but it's definitely something you shouldn't put all your knowledge and reliance on here. So what are your thoughts? If this is released outside China with more network bands, will you buy it? $286 for a Snapdragon 660 phone. I personally would. And if I do get it, I'm really hoping it's good so I can replace my Smartisan Nut Pro 2. Even though I really like this phone and I really don't want to replace it, I will if something comes along that's better, like the ZTE Nubia Z18 Mini. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Be sure to check out my giveaway in the description down below. Likes and subs are appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.